Okay, so here we are on day 2. Last night I didn't film the end of the day because they left after dark. They've got enough boards to do 2 tanks. And they put these boards here in the corner. They put some rebarb and some concrete in there. This morning, I would imagine what they will do is remove the boards, take the boards and do these other 2 tanks, and then somewhere along the way remove these boards, do these other 2 tanks, and in the meantime they will put a wall here. As you can see, they cleared up that bottom there, and they will set in a new wall here. And then after that, I am going to speculate that they will do the corners on these remaining 2. Now, because I don't speak Thai, I did not understand what they wanted to do with this wall here. And I was not happy with this wall because, as you can see, it has a pretty big curve here. Now, my understanding was they were going to put some concrete on the outside, some on the inside, whatever. And I was not happy with that, but no, that's not what they're going to do. After Woon got home, she talked to them and clarified it. What they're going to do is they're going to remove 3-4 rows, do a little bit of digging, reinforce the bottom piece, and then rebuild this wall here. So that's a good thing. I will show you as they do it, because a lot of times it gets lost in the translation. So when they do it, I'll film it and we'll both know. All right, so this morning they should be here around 9 o'clock like they were yesterday. And this morning also the shop that does the concrete columns will come and deliver 12 columns to put on these inside walls, 1 on each side. And they will also deliver 150 block to do this other wall over here. And then they should clear up the bottom of this thing, get all those blocks out, and kind of level this thing here, put some sand in the bottom, you know, all that kind of stuff. Now, my understanding is that they will put some boards on either side here, put some rebarb in there, tie the 2 columns here and the outside walls with a concrete border going all the way around. Afterwards, they will pour the floor. Now, I'm sure that they want to do the floor and then do this later, do it last. but I would like to have the floors and this outside done all at the same time. But we'll see, because what I think and what they do are two different things. But either way, we'll see what happens as it happens. All right, let's see what today brings. Okay, so they have removed the corner forms, and there's the concrete. When it gets rendered, it'll be rounded out. Right now, they are putting in the boards on this side so they can do these corners. And the other thing is they will break some of this block out of here and redo it. We'll see what happens as it happens. Right now, we're still waiting for the block, and these guys have started putting this thing up. Now, believe it or not, we called at 9 o'clock and they said they were coming. They left the factory. They left the factory. The factory is only about 10 minutes, 15 minutes from here. It's already past 10. They're still not here. Just called them, and what they did is they went and stopped at the other store to have breakfast and lunch and whatever, because in a period of an hour they could cook, eat, take a nap, invent new things, all kinds of stuff. But according to them, they're having breakfast. So we're still waiting. Okay, here we are. They're trucking along. Well, the truck came, but there was no block. What they brought was these things here. And it's okay, we need them too, but we need the block first. Now, at 9 o'clock, they picked up these things from the factory. And then for an hour, they stopped to eat breakfast. And then they brought these things, and there was no block. So now they went back to pick up the block, and who knows how long it'll be. Now I understand why they call it the land of smiles. Because if you don't smile, you'd be pissed all the time. There is no sense of urgency. There is no sense of pride. There's no service-oriented thinking. Instead of delivering these things to the customer so they could do whatever project they bought the material for, they stop for an hour to eat breakfast. Eat breakfast before you go to work. Eat breakfast after you deliver. But that's not how it works here. I know I'm just ranting and raving here, but it's very unprofessional, and it's just totally wrong. And the problem is that because this is all there is, they continue to sell stuff. And I mean, where else are you gonna go, you know? You can't go to Home Depot, but there should be a little bit of consideration. There should be a little bit of pride in what they do. They should think about the customer. If it wasn't for the customer, they wouldn't have a business. And then they would have all the time in the world to eat breakfast. Well, what can you do? You can complain, you can rant and rave, you can get frustrated. But the bottom line is that they're going to do whatever they want. And that's what they do. Okay, so now we just have to wait till they bring that block. On the other hand, looking at it on a positive note, these guys are forced to use the old block. You know, at least the ones that are full blocks, because otherwise they'd be sitting around having breakfast again. Okay, let's just wait for these guys and see what happens. Okay, so they finally delivered the blocks. It's about 11:15. And according to them, they could not get those little columns and blocks into one 6-wheel truck. Either way, there it is. Now they already started hauling them over here. It will continue on this wall. The other guys are doing the corners. Then I guess the columns will go in, and then perhaps the cement around here. Let's wait and see. Okay, so they're removing this wall here. They're going to reinforce that and realign that top portion. They want to do 4 blocks, but I think they should go 5. And as you can see, they've also put some of the corners here. I'll show you that wall down there in a minute. And on this thing here, I think we just have to play it by ear. As they go down, they discover this, that, the other. We'll see how stable the wall is. It's got some cracks in there. It's separated from in here. So we're just going to have to see as this thing goes in. And this wall here is 4 short from the top. Well, 4.5. But it's well on its way, so we'll have all the walls up pretty soon, with the exception of the one that they're tearing down over there. And notice I say we will have the walls up, because they're doing the work and I'm paying for it, so I'll include myself in there as we. Okay, so I think what's going to happen is we'll take some of that dirt out to the bottom of that block that's there, drill a hole, put that round bar through, and then put concrete behind it to have the rebar hold. Plus it will also give a platform to put the top layer of blocks so that they're straight. Yeah, a little high, and this one's a little low, but it'll even out with the top concrete. And there's the final solution. That's better. This is exactly what I wanted them to do, but they were fighting it and they decided on their own. That's a very good job. So these guys here were inside of here in the shade. They wanted a pillow, so they got a hole post digger. And what they will do is they will set up the columns on either side of the wall. They will continue doing these cement things in the corner. Once all that is done, they will have to come by and drill holes and set some of these little pieces of round bar so they can attach a round bar going all the way through here, all the way on the outside, tie those columns together and all that, so that they can put forms on either side of this wall to put a concrete lip as tall as those PVC pipes. And then after all that is done, they'll make sure that the the insides of this thing is level, and then I guess we'll deal with putting a concrete floor in there. I guess, I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, so these guys are going to get this column in there. See how that goes with the wall. Okay, they're not gonna put the weight on that thing. That in. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Put a bar in there. Yeah, and if it sits on top, the idea here is to, it has a little notch right there, is to put a notch on either side, and it has a hole. Put a rebar going through there, with cement in the middle with rebar going through here to tie it all together. There's some over there. Ton, the next one, same. So it goes straight out. Okay. Yeah. And this is moving along. So by the end of today, the wall should be up. They will have started on some of the columns, maybe all of them, I don't know. And then we'll go from there. We'll see as the work progresses, and we'll see by the end of the day. Okay, so this wall's almost up. They're working on these columns. They went a little bit too deep there. They've got a string running across this way, and they've got holes dug all the way through. So now it's a matter of getting the columns to be in there. They're tying the rope so they can lift it up a little bit. It's a little bit too far down. Yeah, just like this one, just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so this wall is done. They're removing the boards to the little corner things here, and they're being moved over to the other side. They've also dug the hole here all the way through on both sides now to put the columns in there, and they're mixing some more concrete to fill these. Okay, so the work continues, and tomorrow we'll see what they do. I would have to say that tomorrow they will put in the columns and start setting up to do the concrete rim around here. Then after that, I guess they will want to do the floor, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so there it is. These two walls are up. That wall is up. Here they have put a little round bar to tie in the rebar that's going to go across here to make a little concrete thing on both sides here on top of this block, and it'll tie this and this wall here and the columns, everything all at one time. So right now they need 6 little corner things. I suppose they'll do tomorrow, and the all the holes are dug. No. All the holes are dug to put in the columns, but that one is just there. As you can see, this one has concrete and they've put it in there, and what will happen is there will be concrete coming this way, and then here there will be rebar going across from this side here across to this side, and there'll be rebar coming across this way, and this will have concrete and this will have concrete. So hopefully it'll provide enough stabilizations from the outward pressure that one full tank to an empty tank will make. Yeah. And there's the wall that was all curved and falling over and stuff. They went ahead and took this thing just about all the way down, which is what I wanted them to do. But what they wanted to do is take the first 3 rows down, and then I said no, go at least 5 rows down. And then once they went down 5, they realized that this was just too bowed, so they went ahead and stepped down this way and this way, and that worked out very well. Tomorrow they will pull these boards off these corners, do the last 6 over on the other side, and drill all this so they could put the rebar, tie the rebar, and install the columns, and then they can go ahead and pour this concrete all the way around, and we'll see how it goes. And then at some point, whenever they're ready, I guess it'll be time to backfill this thing in here. We'll put all these pieces of concrete here, and then put some sand in there, so make sure it goes all the way down, and then go from there, see what happens. All right, tomorrow's another day. Thanks for watching.
ขอบคุณเจ้า
See you next time.
แล้วปะกันแฮมไมนะเจ้า
See you.
บ๊ายบาย